I'm dealing with President Zelensky. I'm trying to get the money back the United States has given. $350 billion. So we're asking for rare earth and oil, anything we can get.
Я не збираюсь визнавати 500, тому що ми не маємо визнавати гранти як борги. Я домовлявся з Байденом і домовлявся з Конгресом Сполучених Штатів Америки. Я їм
USAID, run by radical lunatics, and we're getting them out.
Barely 2 weeks into his second presidency, Donald Trump has signed or draft a memorandum to cut waste, with his latest initiative being to potentially shut down USAID, the U.S. Agency for International Development. That also brought evidence to the surface that, camouflaged into the name of foreign aid, the country has intervened and disrupted interior affairs in many countries.
Our country is $36 trillion in debt, yet we continue to send billions of dollars overseas, often funding projects that are not just useless, but in many cases actively harmful.
It exposes a bureaucracy that went off the ideological rails and no longer reflects the will or the values of the American people.
This was claimed as an action by DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, as part of the Trump administration's push to slash federal spending. At its very outset, USAID was appraised for making progress in the vital causes of humanitarian, development and security. However, the agency was over time evolved into the political tool for the country. Strategically, it intended to advance the American-style hegemony via financial aid, political infiltration and media manipulation, often sugar-coated for humanitarian purposes.
The reasoning behind them was good, but the direction that they took was regime change, and now we know this. We always believed it. I personally always believed it and was able to prove it in some cases, but now it's become globally and widely acknowledged that these were not being used for the proper purposes that they were set up. It only interferes with the sovereign nations that they're trying to interfere with and change. So that's probably why it's alarming. Many people believe that this was done for a good cause and America were a good country. Now they realize, oh dear, we're not a good country. We've been doing bad things.
Well, it is obvious to tell all this bashing might come a little too strong. But one could not help but wonder why the agency, once prided the nation with its decades-long aspiration to help international development and humanitarian aid overseas, has become a notorious name for so many people. Since the birth of the agency in September 1961, when the Kennedy's executive order creating an umbrella organization for all non-military foreign aid, during its more than 60 years in history, the funding for USAID has steadily grown as it progressed. In the year of 2023, USAID managed more than $40 billion of combined appropriations and had a workforce of more than 10,000. The agency has been actively present in over 100 countries. Has all the money gone where it should over the years? The answer is clearly no. So, where's the money gone?
But we're really talking billions of dollars. So the heart of the problem is the graft and corruption is an inherent part of the system, and it's not just where it's spent. It's been going on for many years. So what we've seen is a massive transfer of wealth to the Washington, D.C. area. And how did that happen? The way it happened is graft and corruption. There are more than 10,000 employees in Washington are contract officers. They're not actually people that go out into the field and help people dig wells or anything like that. They just give out contracts and they monitor the contracts. And most of the contracts go to companies, American companies. And so what they do is the standard overhead these companies take is 60% of the contract goes to overhead. So that's 60% of the budget right off the top goes to something unproductive. A lot of it's going to probably local corruption, and a lot of it's going to friends of friends of people in USAID were getting money, and people are fighting back because what's going on right now is an audit.
In a recent interview with the Associated Press, Ukrainian President Zelensky claimed that out of the approximately $177 billion in aid approved by the US Congress to Ukraine actually only received about $76 billion, and he did not know where the rest of the money went. When corruption becomes one of the concerns at the USAID, an audit report from Dodge has showcased another weak side of the story. So, where went wrong with the foreign aid by America? Stay tuned for our next episode.